And we begin in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Star Trek Club. Look, it's Brandon Grimm.
This is true.
It's Adam Meredith.
This is also true.
And also, I'm Captain Logan. I started broadcasting.
It's true.
Well, I'll come up with one here. One of these things will be not like that. Well, actually, I could lie and say that I'm ready to spin the wheel. But I'm not. I started broadcasting too early because it just occurred to me I've not put the wheel together yet.
Oh man, but at least it's easier now.
It is not going to take me any
10
time.
minutes of typing.
Yeah, so I'll let you guys help me stall for a second while I do that. I've been working on BVS and all kinds of other things today, and anyway, so tonight we're going to have a really fun kind of half-assed Star Trek Club show.
Yay!
Hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to do some trivia out of this trivia book that I've not looked at in probably 15 years. It's the definitive Star Trek trivia book, which
awesome.
Which I disagree with, just because
it's so small.
It's pretty thin. It's pretty skimpy.
Just because, and also I'm full of myself enough to say I've written enough Star Trek trivia over the years that there's no way this is definitive, because I've definitely made up some things that
you are
should
more
go
definitive Star Trek trivia than this.
Yeah, if I was organized
Adam
and kept them all.
Yes,
Adam's
that's the Gray's Sports Almanac of Star Trek trivia books.
Well,
Somehow
Brandon,
it's definitive.
it's not,
what being that thin.
It's not about how much knowledge you have. It's just about the trivia you've written. You know what I mean? So, like, Adam's never written Star Trek trivia. He's just really good at answering it. Yeah,
that's true.
So we're going to take some kind of a quiz out of this. I've not decided which one yet. I'm probably going to let Brandon pick. I'm probably going to hand this to Brandon and be like, pick us a page, and we'll do
any page.
Like, it's because some of these are quizzes that are shorter than others, and then some of them are just like long sections for specific shows. This is
How
before
many pages are in the book?
This is before Enterprise, so it'll just be TOS to Voyager. Like a couple hundred. It's like 200 pages.
112.
Oh, you want to just pick a page number?
Well, sure.
Okay, so if you're serious about 112, I'll just put the bookmark there.
Yeah,
and that's what we'll do. So you put it right at Romulans. So we're gonna take a quiz a little bit later.
Thank God Romulans invaded.
I mean, this is how half-assed it's gonna be this evening.
I'm loving it already.
I could have just come on and been like, today we're gonna do a quiz on Romulans, but I'm like, what are we doing, Brandon? I don't know, 112. Romulans. And if I had said right, everybody, he just feels like talking about Romulans. Like, look, they planned a show. Nope. Anyway, welcome. Thanks for watching live if you're doing that. Thanks for watching after the fact. If you are tuning in later instead, tonight we're going to do trivia in just one episode, and next time we'll probably do 2 episodes again. We've been jumping back and forth, and we just want to do a couple-hour show now instead of the 3 we were doing before, because I kind of ran out of time to do it that long of a show, and I feel like the streamlined ones have been better. So that's what we're going to do. It is meeting 26 already, folks. Now we've had to take a few off here and there, so we should be at more like 34 or 35, but
we're over a quarter of the way to syndication.
Yeah, we're
almost there.
They've already axed a third of our time, though.
Get extra commercials.
All right, so I'm going to pull up put the wheel together, and Brandon, why don't you do a standard replicator for us? Come up with something in your Brandon-y little brain that has to do with Star Trek, and we'll go round robin. If you guys want to play with this, participate, we'll give you guys a turn collectively. So we're just going to ask Brandon yes or no questions, try to figure out what is on his mind about Star Trek, and so try to keep track of what Adam and I have asked already, so you can keep it relevant and help us figure out what he has come up with. It's like 20 questions, except less or more, depending on how many end up getting asked. Yes, indeed.
Okay, let's see.
No, don't start asking questions.
No, I was gonna lead in with something, and
I'm like, Brandon, pick. Brandon goes, is it bigger than is it? No, Brandon. No, Brandon. You got to get out of the back seat, get in the driver's seat, buddy.
I realized what that sounded like, but I was gonna lead in with something, and I forgot what it was. But anyway, no. So I'm thinking of something.
I can't help but make fun of you, though. That was the best.
That has to do with Star Trek.
Could you narrow it down? Like, it's so... Okay, I'll start. Brandon, is it something that lives on a ship?
No.
Okay,
it is not live on a ship.
It's not something that lives on a ship. Go ahead, Adam.
Is it alive?
No.
No, I like to start with a not as helpful question.
And the audience can also ask questions.
They sure can. I said that.
Yes.
I told him all about it.
I did not hear it.
I told him.
Thinking about something that had to do with Star Trek.
I
and
told him all about it.
All right.
Okay, so we'll keep going with just me and Adam for now until we start seeing questions from the audience. Once again, welcome everybody. Ooh, Tom just put a Dead Stop on the list. That's great. I love that episode. I'm gonna add that right now and hope that we get it because we haven't done that one, have we?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have. I love that episode. That is season 2 Enterprise. That is the episode right after the Romulan episode, the minefield, because that's where they repair the ship after the minefield thing happens, and they also repair Reed himself, who gets messed up by the minefield. So we know it doesn't live on a ship, and we know that it is not alive.
Correct.
Not alive.
Well, it does not live
Not
on
alive.
a ship. Yeah, it's not alive.
ship.
It's not alive. He has to alive. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is it technology?
Yes.
It is technology.
Well, I'm glad you gave a definitive answer to that question this time because we don't want a repeat of the last time.
He's regaining his confidence, or possibly building it for the first time. Tom, I just added that to the wheel, buddy.
Is it more than one
could come
series,
up tonight.
Brandon?
Huh?
More than one series.
More than one series?
I don't actually know the answer to that. I want to say no.
So you know it from something very specific.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, Brandon, does it appear in a movie?
No.
Okay, not a movie. Let's go back to Adam, and then I'll look at the audience here in a second.
Well, is it in the Next Generation?
That's what I'm unsure about, but I'm going to say no.
No.
Okay. Do you know this primarily from Voyager?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at the
I
audience.
knew it had to be one of those two.
Matthew, it is technology. We've already determined that. Jason asked Voyager, and I didn't look at that before I asked it, so no problem. And Phil, we did already determine it's not from the movies. Is it Adam's turn?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adam.
Is it...
And Matthew just put memorial on the
says
wheel.
technology. Is it a unique piece of technology?
What do you mean by unique?
Like, there's only one of it that we know of.
No.
And guys, real quick, if anybody else wants to make sure and get something on the wheel before we spin tonight, feel free to do a super chat. And then after that, if at any point during the meeting you put something on the board, it will spin next show, but not this show, because we're only doing one episode tonight. So I should start mentioning that, because if you get it in before the episode, there's a chance of it coming up. And in fact, that happened a couple weeks ago when we did Menagerie. That was a late addition, and then it happened to come up on the wheel. So, of course, that was only a 1 in 6 chance because we were only doing pilots and a couple of 2-parters, including that one. Yeah. Okay, so we know it is in Voyager, and we know that it is not alive and that it's technology. I don't think we've specified any kind of size yet. So, is it bigger than Worf?
No.
Not bigger than Worf, and it's not unique. We know that. Okay. Let me look at the stream here. It can't be the Nexus because it's not in a movie and that's not technology.
That's a phenomenon.
But that might be, well, we don't know, because remember TV Guide said it was a bliss-inducing force field, so it may have been
it could have been produced by technology, according to the Star Trek experts at the TV Guide.
As we all know, the experts at TV Guide.
Let's go back to Adam. Go ahead, buddy.
Is it part of Voyager? Like, is it integrated into the ship? Okay.
Okay. Does it appear?
Oh, wait a second. I don't think so.
Oh, but you don't know for sure.
I don't know for sure. You've asked an interesting question from what I picked.
So I'm gonna assume. Well, let me throw a guess out first, just to knock it out. It's not gel packs, is it?
No.
Okay.
Those are definitely connected to Voyager.
I know, but I didn't know where your head was.
Sure.
So sometimes you'll say a thing, and then we'll get to the end, and I'm like, no, Brandon.
No, that was technology.
I'm just making sure, buddy. I'm not trying to give you crap. But
this one we can definitively
look. If I'm trying to spare your feelings, we could never get there. Is all I'm saying. Brandon, is it in multiple episodes?
I believe so.
You see it in more than one episode.
Yes.
Okay. Tom, is it the size of a comm badge?
No.
I love how that doesn't really narrow it down at all. We know that it is not specifically
the size of a comm
like
badge.
This.
And which comm badge?
I don't know if it's smaller than that. I don't know if it's bigger than that. But Adam, we know that it is smaller than Worf and not specifically this size.
Right. And to my knowledge, the only thing the size of a comm badge
It's
is a
a
comm
comm
badge,
badge.
and the mobile emitter.
That's
maybe.
about the
But
size of a
there's only
comm
one of
badge.
It's too
those.
thick though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But as far as like, just the it's too thick. But
It's more the size of anything they ever wear on their wrist.
It's yeah.
Anyway, back to the task at hand.
We digress. Yeah, see, I want to get really obscure with things like,
These guys are really weird.
Is it the size of a phasing armband?
We could just have we could do one of those where we had to ask questions like that. It would take forever.
Yeah,
So I'll
we
eat my
said it
face
was
off before that happens. Go ahead, Adam.
Face
Is
off.
it microscopic?
No.
Not microscopic. Okay.
Okay, so it's technology.
Mhm.
It is a relatively smaller piece. Is it handheld? Can you hold it in your hand?
No.
You can't hold it in your hand, and he's not totally sure if it's integrated into the ship, but he thinks that it's not. Divid, is it the mobile emitter?
No.
So it's not handheld.
Go ahead, Adam.
Not.
Oh yeah, and that would be handheld, but he asked that before I said that, to be fair.
Let me think. Is it Federation in origin?
I was waiting for this question. No.
Yeah.
It is not.
But Sim, is it technology on a ship other than Voyager?
Yes.
Oh.
Brandon, does it have anything to do with Equinox?
No. I almost went there.
Okay, let me see if I can conjure a guess real fast.
Uh-huh.
I don't right off have anything. Let's go back to Adam.
Is it Borg in origin?
It is.
It's Borg in origin.
Yeah.
I don't have a guess yet though.
Okay.
I gotta think about what
so
is not handheld, but not integrated.
So I'm going to say this. This is probably cheating. I'm not. This is not a question. This is me talking this through. But I want to see the facial expression on Brandon's face when that was redundant. When I say what I'm going to say. So Adam, we're looking for a specific piece, or not. He says it's non-specific, but Borg technology that does not appear in TNG or movies, that is only in Voyager. That's not a vinculum. Because it's smaller than Worf. Did you say smaller than Worf?
No, you asked me if it was smaller than Worf.
And you said no?
No.
Oh, it is bigger than Worf.
Is it a vinculum?
Is it? Wait. No, did you ask me if it's bigger than Worf? I guess I don't know the size of it. That's actually what it is.
It's the vinculum?
Yes.
The vinculum's huge.
The vinculum's
this-
as big
it's
as
this
Voyager,
very-
probably.
I thought it was just the node that you see on the thing.
No.
And
That's
that-
just a distribution node. The vinculum's this weird thing in the core of a Borg ship.
Well,
and
that's
you
what it
only
was.
saw
Yeah.
it in that
So
one
you got it.
episode.
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't think of anything you would know that was specifically Borg that wasn't in anything but Voyager except for the vinculum.
Right.
And I was sitting here like, but he said smaller than Worf. It can't be that.
Yeah, no, you're right. I did. I thought it was smaller than Worf. My apologies.
No, remember it's floating out in space. It's like a
That's
big.
Yeah,
right.
we only saw it in
Oh,
that
I
Dark
remember
Frontier
that
or whatever.
now.
when
Yeah,
it's
it's a very.
floating out.
I didn't
It's the
remember.
whole thing they have to go get, and they're so scared to go get it.
Yeah, and isn't that the thing that gives Seven multiple
You
personalities?
guys are crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Infinite Regress,
Yeah.
The Infinite Regress.
I
not
believe
Dark
is the
Frontier.
episode title. Yeah, okay.
That's
But
right.
good,
Well, I'm
good for
I'm
getting
glad
it.
I said that
Yeah.
because I was sitting. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was sort of cheating, but I was sitting here like,
No, I mean,
he's got to be wrong about something unless there's some piece of technology I'm not thinking, because I started going to Alcove Ring. And then I was like, well, those are in the movies.
Yeah.
Like, he can't, or in
Yeah.
First Contact.
Yeah.
Can't be that, yeah.
no, good job though.
Oh, thanks, man. Okay,
Yeah.
so I will ask one now, and then we'll move on to our Romulan quiz that I very delicately chose before the show started. I got something in my head. It has to do with Star Trek. It is different from what Brandon said, because it would be dumb to do the same thing twice. And we're going to begin now with, that would be unfair. Then we will begin now with Brandon Grimm, because he did such a wonderful job last time. Go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, so is it bigger than Worf?
Wait, let me think for a second. What was it? Oh, yeah, that's right. It is not generally bigger than Worf, no. I'll say,
generally.
yeah, I'll say generally.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Adam,
It's not bigger than Warp. Is it alive?
it is alive, yeah.
Is it an individual?
No, not looking for an individual. Adam,
Is it an animal? Like a non-sapient animal?
nope.
Sapient?
Okay. Or sentient, whatever you want to say.
It's not sentient or safe. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
know
I'm
what
kidding.
safe
So
means.
we're not looking for an animal. Go ahead, Brandon.
Is it a species?
It is a species. Mm-hmm.
It's not generally bigger than Worf.
Right.
So, in a general sense, there could be members of the species that are and aren't.
Possibly. I will say I've never seen one that I would think is bigger than Worf.
Okay.
But they might have some big dude that's bigger than Worf.
Okay,
Like I don't know. Good, Adam.
There's always outliers.
Sure. Yeah. You never know. You never know.
He's in the 95th percentile. Is it?
That's great. Good.
Is it? Gosh. So it's a species. Do we see it on the Next Generation, or them on the Next Generation?
We sure do. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are they Federation members?
Yeah, they must be.
Okay.
It is not a Klingon. It is not Tuvix. Adam.
Tuvix.
We're looking for a species, not an individual. Go ahead, Adam. And also a thing on TNG, which would not be Tuvix.
Right.
They're Federation members. Huh. I think. Do we see them in any other series?
I think possibly like in the background or something.
The background
but
characters.
there's not a
Okay.
major appearance in another series, no. So TNG is where
that's
you ought
really-
to be looking.
Got it. Okay.
I do believe there probably is one in the background somewhere in like DS9, but I'm not. I'm actually not sure about that.
Is Wesley friends with any of them?
No.
Okay.
Not those guys with the thing.
Yes.
No.
Exactly.
Not Ferengi guys, of course, because mostly in TNG, or possibly exclusively there. Go ahead, Adam.
Do they appear in season 1 of TNG?
No.
No.
Oh man.
You were thinking Binars?
Maybe Binars. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember if they appear anywhere else though.
I think we see that's another one of those things that are maybe in the background someplace, but they never get another appearance. Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe they don't even appear in the background anymore. I'm not sure.
Are they in more than one episode of TNG?
Yes.
Okay.
DS9 throws me off with that all the time, Adam, because you got to watch real close, right?
You got that bar and stuff.
Their favorite thing to do is just insert pack lids.
Right.
There's some pack lids back there. Okay, go ahead.
Right. They're Federation member.
Tom, they're not blue. Not blue. But there's actually, there is one blue species that might have fit the bill for what we're talking about. You're right. It wouldn't have been Bolian, because we deal with Bolians like directly in Voyager.
Yeah.
But and also DS9 actually. I'm thinking Impact Nor.
Right.
But Impact Nor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one that gets killed by that.
Yeah. But up until just now, it could have been Benzite. Actually, pretty easily.
Benzite. That's who
That
who
was what
Brandon
my
was
question
thinking
was
of.
aimed at.
Was it?
He was thinking
Yeah.
of.
Because
he said,
Wesley was friends
"Is
with
Wesley
I see.
friends
Right.
with them?"
Benzite.
Because you had the one that had the brother where they were played by the same actor and they looked identical, and then they did
Yeah.
that.
confusing.
They came from
did
the
that thing
same
where they try to make them look half
geostructure.
racist. Where they all look the same, but they actually do because
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Whatever the heck that means. They came from the same geostructure.
Okay, you guys. So you guys, nobody look at the comments between you guys. You two each get a question and a guess. Somebody has it.
guessed it.
Somebody has it.
No.
So is it Adam's turn?
It's Adam's
Oh,
turn. Yeah,
God.
question and a guess. Question and a guess.
Are they humanoid?
They are humanoid.
Okay.
I mean, that would have really narrowed it down on TNG, right? Like,
Right, on TNG, there's not a lot of aliens that aren't humanoid.
But also recurring
and
non-humanoid aliens
Federation
in TNG.
members. I can't think of any.
Not a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a guess,
Do
Adam?
you have a
I
guess?
don't have a guess. I don't
Oh, you're gonna kick yourself, buddy. Go ahead, Brandon.
Does he have anything to do with the Troys?
Well, again, a species, not an individual.
Oh, it is.
You said
that's
he.
right.
Yeah. I don't know what Holmes' race name is.
Yeah. Okay.
We're talking about a species,
That's right. I forgot.
and you do see more than one of them. Like, we're not talking about a person.
Oh my goodness. They're a member of the Federation. Are they shoot, they appear multiple times. I'm drawing a complete blank.
Jason and David, like I said, somebody in the comments has got it already, and I'm just about to reveal it. Okay, so you guys are.
I'm done.
You guys are folding your cards.
I'm stumped.
HB Haga has it, and the answer it is okay. I will tell you. I'll give you 2 clues, and you guys will get it probably. And to my recollection, this species appears twice. Their first appearance is in the 2nd season, and I could name both guys.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. What are they called now? I can't think of them. I've drawn a blank. I can't think of his. I know the guy from the second to last episode of season 2.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't think
we're looking for the Zakdorn.
Oh, the Zakdorn.
The Zakdorn. Yeah, Dakachin.
Kohlrami.
And Kohlrami and Dakachin.
And then Dakachin.
Those are the 2 Zakdorn we see, and we can name them both. Yep.
Yeah. Dakachin. That's
There we go. Good job, HB Haga. Well done, sir. All right. You know what? I'm going to start doing this too. If one of these guys stumps you guys, they get to put an episode on the board. Let's do that. So HB Haga, don't leave a super chat just in the regular comments. Throw an episode title out, and I'll put it on the board for you. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Maybe after he does that.
I was going to say, let's put his episode up there.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just wait for him. No pressure, HB Haga. We can go ahead and do the trivia maybe first, and then spin the wheel.
The Romulan quiz.
The Romulan quiz. Yeah, all day long, I was like...
It's going to be really obscure.
I think it would be really fun to do a Romulan quiz.
That's my prediction. It's going to be needlessly obscure.
Right.
Some of this is... So this was a book that... Do you remember my old buddy, Derek Ogon? Derek Ogon, big guy.
Yes.
Used to come to club all the time. He was one of my first big Trek fans, or Trek fan friends that I went to high school with. He helped me run the old club, and I say run it. He came all the time, but he helped me with some stuff there. And he and I, one of the big reasons all this started actually was just Derek and I with this book. He owned this. Sitting in the cafeteria at lunch, going through this book, and a lot of what started my obsession with Star Trek trivia specifically, and getting better at my knowledge, was going through this book specifically. And I don't think I've ever pulled this out for you guys, so I forgot I had it.
I've never seen it.
I actually went over to my reference library today to write another quiz. I'll do this later on. I was going to do a quote quiz. And I was going to go through, I've got 2 or 3 quote books, and I was going to use that for reference. And then, because I could do that off the top of my head, but I figured there'd be some stuff in that I wouldn't think of that'd be fun. So I was going to grab that, and then I went, well, I mean, I was going to plan something, but I haven't seen this in a long time. I got nostalgia for it, so I pulled it out.
Whose face is on the cover?
That, you got Kirk, you got like half of Kirk's head, and a Borg, and the Defiant.
Oh, okay.
I'll put it over here so you can see it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, so I was just checking to see if Haga happened to put his episode in yet. He has not. So, like I said, we'll wait for him. And if he doesn't get one in before we spin the wheel here in, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes, we'll just go ahead and spin it. But like I said, you beat these guys, so I'm gonna give you an episode on the board. So let's just go through. I don't know, how long is that? Oh, we can do this whole thing. This is unless we get stuck somewhere. It's like 30 questions. I figure the 3 of us will just rack our brains, see what we come up with. And if there's something that we're not sure about and somebody in here knows it, we'll look over here before we look it up in the back. Looks like about half of these are multiple choice, and the rest of them are fill in the blank. All right, here we go. Oh, right.
Needlessly obscure, as Adam suggested.
No, just really obvious right away. Name the 2 homeworlds of the Romulan Empire.
Oh, Romulus and Remus.
Yeah, there you go. What is the area dividing the Romulan Empire from the Federation?
The neutral.
The neutral
zone.
Romulan,
specifically the Romulan one.
Right.
In Balance of Terror, Kirk and crew had never seen a Romulan before. They were surprised to find the Romulans strongly resembled Spock. In Balance of Terror, it was revealed that Earth's war with the Romulans took place 10 years earlier, 57 years earlier, 100 years earlier, or 200 years earlier. That would have to be
100 years, right?
That would have to be I'm just making sure that my math is correct. 100 years, right?
It's got to be 100 years. If they were going to make it during Enterprise time, then that would be, that was what the plan was before it got canceled.
HB Haga is second skin on the wheel. Let me check. That's a DS9 episode. Yeah, I think it is season 3. Mm-hmm. Let me check. I thought maybe that was here. We haven't done that one yet.
No. It's kind of similar to oh god, the Troy one with where she gets abducted.
Yeah. That is not here. Yeah, and I think they're both about on par. Like I like both those episodes.
Yeah, they're both good. Yeah.
Face of the Enemy, I think, is the Troy one. Yeah.
Face of the Enemy. And it was something enemy.
Second skin. Okay, I'm putting that on the wheel. Sorry, guys, give me just a second, because I've got to put it in both places now to make sure that it counts for today. Okay. Wow, just look at all the slots, Brandon.
There's a lot
just
of
the
slots.
sheer number of slots.
It looks like a peppermint.
Anyway, okay, let's do some more of this Romulan quiz.
Yes.
What device did Kirk steal from Romulan ship in the Enterprise incident?
Cloaking device.
Let Brandon have all the easy ones. In the you
don't have to take away my win.
In the Enterprise incident, what is it about the Romulan ships that startles Montgomery Scott?
They look like Klingon ships because they didn't have the model anymore from the first season.
They were like, wasn't a line from Uhura where it's like they're now using Klingon design, or is it Spock?
Klingon design.
Now using Klingon design.
Which, does that really make any sense?
No, not at all. And it was weird when he announced it too, because I was like, is he announcing that because he's just observing it, or was it like this is actually in the computer banks? I didn't think to mention it until just now.
I think he says that, like, Starfleet reports Romulan now using Klingon design. Now, good of you to mention that, Spock.
I think he does say Romulan reports.
Yeah, I think that's what he says. No, I think like Federation.
Federation reports, yeah.
In the same episode, to whom was the Romulan commander attracted? Kirk, Spock, McCoy, or Scott?
Spock.
Well,
Spock. What Romulan rule of law did Spock claim when accused of theft on a Romulan ship in Enterprise incident?
Are all these questions the Enterprise incident?
It looks like they're going in. No, it looks like they're going in order, maybe.
Oh, chronological, maybe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this one. I don't remember what the law was called.
I don't either. I remember there was a thing, but I don't remember what it's called. Yeah. Now I got to figure out how this bank works.
Keywords.
Yeah, hold on.
It's gonna be like the math book in high school, and they only give you the even answers.
Everybody, give me a second.
I forgot about that. That was always so weird. They'd assign that, and then they'd say you can't.
Teacher would be like, "You're doing the odd because you
have to show your work."
Show your work.
I don't miss
Show us
school
that
at all.
proof.
Looking for that Romulan section. There it is. Okay. The right of statement. I don't remember that. The right of statement. Okay.
I claim the right of statement.
Yep. All right. What beverage of Romulan origin was known to be illegal in the Federation? Within the Federation in the 23rd century, Romulan ales. According to Cybok, the place from which creation sprang is known to the Romulans as...
Por favor. That's how they say it. It's really weird.
That's it.
I didn't remember
Which is
that.
weird, because it has the word Vorta in it.
Vortavor.
Vortavor. What treaty established peace between the Romulan Empire and the Federation? Can you do it, Brandon?
Say it. You have to say it like Picard.
Is it the Treaty of Algernon?
On violation of the Treaty of Algernon.
Yep.
Not the Treaty of Algeron. Flower.
Those are different things. Yeah, but I always like to say flowers for the Treaty of Algernon.
That's how I remember that when I was thinking flowers for Algernon.
Flowers for the Treaty of Algernon. This treaty forbids the development of blank technology by the Federation.
It's the same question. It's the same thing.
No, they asked what did he steal from the ship. Was a
I thought it said the treaty, which treaty bans it, right?
No, it just asked what the name of the treaty was, and then the next question was, what was it banning?
Oh, what was it banning? Oh, I misunderstood. I thought it was asking what the name of the treaty was. It's a cloaking device.
You missed the blank. You got to pay better attention. Okay.
How am I doing better than Adam right now?
You're not answering better. You're just listening better. Okay. It's okay. He's way over there. It's fine. Which legendary planet did the captain of the Yamato believe was located inside the Romulan neutral zone?
Iconia.
Oh, is that
the
I forgot that had anything to do with Romulans.
Yes, they were there. And that's when Picard accidentally jumps on their ship or whatever, I think, at the end.
According to the neutral zone, the same episode, how long had it been since the Federation had any contact with the Romulans? Over 28 years, 53, 75, or 100. I believe they said 100 again, yeah?
Was it 100?
Or was it 75?
It had to be less than that.
No, it couldn't have been 100. It couldn't have been.
They're in the Star Trek movies.
There's only 80. There's only 80 years, but no, I'm wrong. There's only 80 years between TOS and TNG. Maybe they said 75.
Right.
Let's find out.
I think they must have been.
Let's find out. 53.
It's gotta be the 53. I'm thinking that was maybe that.
The last contact with the Romulans prior to that episode was known as the Tomed Incident, the Battle of Sharon, the Norkin Massacre, or the Kittimer Massacre.
Well, it's not that one.
I don't know.
Is that Kittimer? Was Kittimer the last time?
Ooh, is it?
I think it was the Tomed.
Or is it Tomed? I bet it's Tomed.
It's some weird obscure thing.
But you know what? That begs the question as to how old Moog was.
Right.
And just curious about that.
Right.
Yeah, Tomed.
How old is Worf?
No, it's not Kittimer, but that means because the Romulans were involved with that. Although, so that's it's a yeah, no, that was a Romulan massacre. Like with Klingons there. So that would mean that would have to have happened like quite a bit before the Tomed incident, or at least right before it, right? Because they said that maybe they haven't seen him in 53 years. So then I'm like,
maybe Moog had Worf at an old age.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
Klingons clearly get pretty old because we've got the three from TOS. All three from TOS, the major ones from TOS, live all the way to the mid 24th century. So
if the Federation hadn't encountered the Romulans in 53 years, where does the Enterprise B fit in?
That was the Enterprise B takes place in the same year as the Star Trek 6, 2293. So that's
within the 53
that's
or
75 years. That's 75 years before the events, or 80 years before the events of Next Generation.
Got it. All right.
But basically, the movie.
Again, remember, there's 80 years between TOS and TNG.
In the movies and TNG. Yeah, the movie
specifically the movies. Yeah, last time you saw Kirk. Yeah.
The movies kind of vaguely correspond to the year they were made, as far as the year and what year in the century you're in and stuff. So that's why about 90.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is a good way to get some of your knowledge back. Name the Romulan admiral in The Defector who tried to prevent a supposed war between Romulan Empire and the Federation. That is Admiral Jirok, because I love that episode.
Yeah.
About a 3, Admiral. No base.
No base! On the basis of that Admiral's statements, which of the following is not a feature of the planet Romulus? The Caves of Makala? Nope, he mentions that. The Valley of Chula? He mentions that.
I missed that.
Apenex Sea would be the answer, because the last thing he mentioned on the holodeck was the Firefalls of Golgathong. Remember that?
Yes.
The way you pronounce it, yeah.
Well, I remember everything that I remember, especially place names that I remember in TNG, is because of the way Picard says them.
Yeah.
But specifically Picard. Which Romulan commander went into Federation space to recover a missing Romulan scout ship in The Enemy? You can do that, Brandon.
Is that... no, I can't remember.
Well, you see, there's this there's this episode where Geordi LaForge is on vacation, and he winds up being sort of pseudo taken prisoner by Commander, or not a commander.
Pardek.
No, stop it. What was his rank? What was his name? What was his rank?
Tomalak?
No. The guy from
That's who I was thinking.
The guy from the enemy. What was his rank? Because I'm about to say it, but I can't remember what his rank was.
Oh, you're talking about
Bakra.
Commodore Bakra. Or no. He's not Commodore.
No, what?
He's Centurion Bakra.
There it is. That's what I was trying to think of, was Centurion.
Commodore
But I
is
didn't
what
want to say
Jordy
Bakra
called
until I said Centurion. I thought you were with me on it, but you weren't. Okay. Which
Centurion
Enterprise
Bakra.
D crew member refused to donate a life-saving infusion to a dying Romulan in the enemy? That, of course, is Worf. What Romulan senator betrayed the movement to reunify the Romulans and the Vulcans? That would be Pardek.
Pardek, you just said that.
True or false, an Enterprise D crewman was 1/4 Romulan. That is true, although kind of begs the question as to how, if they hadn't been seen in 53 years. I guess...
Well, that's enough time for him to be a quarter.
I
That's
guess
like 2 generations.
But he was really young.
Yeah, but his mom and his grandma, that's theoretically possible.
Okay. Yeah.
Simon Toss.
Yeah, I suppose so. Okay. What does a Romulan warbird use as a power source for its warp drive? Well, that would be a singularity.
Singularity.
A quantum
which is
singularity.
A black hole, basically, inside their warp core. That seems real safe to me.
What did the Romulans do in Visionary? See, that's what we should have built Star Trek 09 around. Is how that was a really dumb idea and just destroyed the whole timeline. Like the Romulans, like the singularities they use. That's what should have destroyed their planet. Yeah. Not a sun blowing up. That's dumb. Like it should have been that. Or it could have been they're developing red matter and they screw up their own planet with the red matter. Like we can rewrite that crap all day long and make it make more sense.
Well,
all day long.
On the face of it, you're gonna know your star is acting up.
I know.
Millions of years before it supernovas.
But the other thing too is they're so vague about it because they don't want to like be creative and give us any kind of lore whatsoever. It's exactly like Power Rangers 2017. It's like, don't tell me Zordon's race or anything. It's not like I want to know that. But they're like they have that mind meld with Spock, and Spock's like with Spock Prime, and he's like, a sun went nova, and I'm like,
and
what
it destroyed
sun?
The galaxy,
and it's not confirmed, and whatever you want to consider canon at this point, because my head's exploded on this whole thing. But it's not. But it's not confirmed for sure that it's the Romulan star until Picard.
But it doesn't make any sense. If
it takes
the
till
Romulan
Picard before they tell us that.
They wouldn't have had time to evacuate their planet. So I don't understand that whole storyline then in Picard.
No, and I don't understand how there's anything left in most of the Romulan Empire even. Like, they evacuated lots of planets, and...
It seemed like it would have... that radiation and stuff would have destroyed a lot of
It's 8 shades of
life
preposterous. But then again, these are also the people who gave us actual cold fusion. What did the Romulans do in Visionary? Shush, Adam's dog.
Shut up, Porthos.
Selfish.
Right, that sounds like that kind of dog. What did the Romulans do in Visionary to try to prevent a Dominion invasion of the Alpha Quadrant?
What is Romulans did in Visionary?
I don't remember.
What the heck is Visionary? I don't even remember this one.
It's not the
I'm
one
gonna
where they...
I'm gonna assume that's DS9 because it's well, obviously because it's Dominion. I don't remember that.
But this isn't that. That's not the one with the
crystal
two-parter with the Tal Shiar and the Obsidian Order, is it? That's not called Visionary.
Nope.
I don't
remember that right off. I'm too rusty on my DS9. Oh, they tried to collapse the Bajoran wormhole. I don't remember that.
Oh,
I vaguely remember something about that.
The Romulans have a saying, never turn your back on a...
That's the one with O'Brien, when he's jumping through time.
Oh, that's right.
And then they have a cloaked ship or whatever and stuff. That's it. I remember that now. Okay.
So finish this Romulan saying, never turn your back on a blank.
A Breen.
A Breen, yeah. The ruling council of the Romulan Empire is the...
Of the Romulan Empire?
Yeah.
The Senate?
It's the, right?
The Romulan Senate?
Right? Because the Tal Shiar is a different thing?
Yeah.
It's the Senate. Yep.
The thing that gets obliterated with Thalaron radiation.
Right.
In Nemesis.
Because the Thalaron radiation apparently just turns you into stone.
It emanates and then it comes down in like a perfect dome around all of the
Amazon
Senate.
Prime truck.
But it's real pretty.
That's what she's barking at.
As it's coming down. Is she alright? What was going on?
The Amazon Prime truck.
Oh.
Quit ordering things. Quit having things delivered to the middle of Star Trek Club.
Somebody else is. I don't know why they come this late.
Tell your neighbors to not have things delivered in the middle of Star Trek Club. What Romulan senator's death was engineered by Garrett to implicate the Dominion?
It's a fake guy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I can do it. Can you do it?
Is it Senator Vreenak or something?
Vreenak.
Yeah.
Man.
Vreenak.
At least I knew the character it's a fake guy.
You know what Vreenak sounds like? Oh, good job. Remember the plot of an episode that not only is
DS9.
really popular, but what we've done here in Club.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. It's true. Vreenak sounds like a name out of Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, actually it does.
At the time of Inter Arma Silent Legis, who was the Romulan Praetor?
Oh,
God. I can't do that.
I can't remember that guy's name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Near all. I couldn't have done that.
That's the guy that they're trying to cause a scandal with or whatever and stuff.
It's weird that we rarely know who that guy is. Like, you can track it with the Klingons back, like, 200 years, but I never know it with the Romulans.
Right.
Okay. Like who their leader is.
Right.
This character was first seen as a lower official in what episode of The Next Generation? Is that right? Niral? Interesting.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
But I recognized that name, but not from that episode. So now I'm thinking when we get the episode title, I'm going to be like, oh, it's that guy? Let's find out. Unification Part 2.
Wow.
So there's a Romulan in Unification Part 2. So their continuity is so good in DS9. They remembered that guy and went back and brought him in
that must have been
a
that
late
guy
DS9 episode. That's amazing.
That was the guy that was aligned with Sela, I think, or whatever. He was
that would have been,
like the upstart, kind of.
Is that right?
I think so, maybe.
Well, they said he's a lower official. I don't know. I have to go back and look.
I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining this wrong.
I do not remember the name of this guy. Which Romulan? This is our last question. Which Romulan made contact with Voyager in Eye of the Needle?
God, it's Von Armstrong, but I don't remember who.
I love that episode.
Who was a weird pick for Romulan, but he was good.
Yeah.
I love that episode, but I never remember his name.
Telek Ramor, and never stays with me. Yeah, that was fun.
That was good. Right. Thank you, Brandon, for your pick. Randomly.
You're welcome, Brandon. Okay, let's go ahead and spin the wheel, folks.
Do it.
That was a really nice refresher.
Yeah, actually, I appreciated that quiz. Actually.
All right, here comes
for all of us.
The wheel. Now, I did not have time to take all the two-parters off, so if we end up with one, we'll just spin again tonight. I want to do just a singular episode this evening.
Can we just hold the one we spin for next week?
No, we'll just spin again, Brandon. Here we go.
Brandon.
Because I want people to have a chance to get episodes on the wheel for the next one.
Sounds like a Dabo wheel.
Magnificent Ferengi. Somebody put on, I think, maybe last show or the show before.
I just saw a meme with these guys on it the other day.
Okay, so we're going to do some DS9, which seems appropriate. It's been a DS9 heavy discussed show tonight already, so that's cool. So what we're going to do now is take about a 5-minute break and come back and watch that episode. Before that, let's go ahead and figure out what season and episode it is. I want to say Magnificent Ferengi is like 6.
Season 6. I'm pretty sure.
So I'm going to pull this up on my Netflix, and we'll give you the episode number. And then while we're taking a break, you guys can pull it up on your end so that you're ready to press play when we get back. It's going to be, I don't know, middle of the season maybe? No, 10. Episode 10 of Season 6. This is a spectacular episode. Some people's favorite episode. It's going to be a lot of fun to do.
Where in the heck is my Deep Space Nine at?
Well, you want to type in Netflix?
I'm on there. I thought I would have been in my continue watching thing, but apparently not.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, we're going to take a break. So, everybody, about 5 minutes, you'll see just a logo, and then we'll be right back with you to watch the episode. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And we're back.
Brandon, you look like a concert roadie back there.
Yeah.
With your cable there.
Yes, he's my roadie. We pretend like I know how to play music, and then he just follows me around.
Yeah, I have been a roadie before for a friend's band. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I used to help them unpack when they played in town.
Now I can't not see it.
That was, goodness, that was like 15 years ago now. Oh my God.
Brandon's a proud roadie. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and watch one of the more fun episodes of later DS9. This is the Magnificent Ferengi. This is episode 10 of season 6. The one with Iggy Pop, because Iggy Pop was had a little bit of an acting career, and the only thing I have the only other thing I have seen him in is the second Crow movie. He's in City of Angels, and I just reviewed that a couple months ago.
Well, for 90s Nickelodeon fans, he played the Michelle Trachtenberg's dad on The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
I always forget that she was in anything before Buffy. I don't know that she was in anything after Buffy, but
no,
she had
I think she was in like teen movies and stuff.
She was
I don't
in
know.
Euro Trip.
Euro Trip. That's.
And she was also the original voice of Meg Griffin.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Trachtenberg?
Family Guy? No, that wasn't her. That was the girl. One of those Mean Girls.
Oh, was it Amanda Seyfried?
Yeah. No, the other one. Not the one that's not had a career since then.
I gotta tell you, I have completely lost interest in this conversation, but you guys go right ahead. You look up later, Brandon. Okay, let's watch some DS9, guys. Get ready to press play when I said, oh, she was in Inspector Gadget, says Cinematographic. I haven't seen that since the theaters, so I wouldn't have known who she was at that point, because that was pre-Buffy. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So make sure you're watching the 10th episode of Season 6 and get ready to press play when I say now. I'm just about to do that. If anybody needs a timestamp, I'll put it in the comments and somebody will help you, I'm sure. Here we go. Everybody please press play right now. No, it was the other one. I can do it with DS9 too.
Yeah. I was trying to see if this episode was on my top 10. It was in my runner-ups. I had a lot of runner-ups for Deep Space Nine.
I was going to say, I didn't think anybody put this on their top 10. But we had some folks in the old Star Trek Club that absolutely would have.
This episode, I do really like this episode. Syrup of Squill. That sounds disgusting.
It's always weird.
That sounds disgusting too.
Going back to DS9 after watching like a whole bunch of TNG or a whole bunch of Voyager or something, because of course, just the sheer amount of characters that aren't in main cast that will show up all in a scene together right at the beginning of an episode. Like just the size of this cast. I know we talk about that a lot, but especially in the later seasons, like.
It's a line right out of almost Spaceballs there.
Well, yeah, and like a lot of Quark's comedy is derived from all kinds of different sources. So like we're referencing directly and indirectly stuff with Quark all the time. My favorite pop culture reference from Quark is War. What is it good for? If you ask me, absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
It's amazing.
And then I like when he's in the series finale, when he's on the when he's talking about how this is going to be the last outpost for the old Ferenginar.
Yeah.
This far,
and
no further.
farther. Yeah, it's amazing. He got an episode title reference in there and everything. One of the things DS9 really nails is not losing, like overall, its its ability to do comic tone. Like, you get a lot of shows like this that will go to as dark of places as this is allowed to, and will just forget to have any fun anymore. And this show does not have that problem. You'll have really heavy episodes.
All of the new Star Trek.
Yeah, sure, but it starts that way. Like, it doesn't.
That's true.
Yeah, this show never takes itself too seriously. Obviously, it will take itself very seriously in places, but it never needs to. It's able to be a lot of different things at the same time, and it never forgets. It never loses its identity. It takes a while to find one, but once it does, it never loses it entirely.
Right.
Because I'm just thinking, we were talking about Buffy earlier. I'm just thinking, like, the later seasons of that show, there's places where it kind of forgets what it is and it like stops having very much fun anymore. And we're hip deep in the middle of the Dominion War, and you can open with a big comedic speech like that, and you can have comedy episodes that are about the war, and you don't lose the heavy stuff. It doesn't feel like, because I mean, like, we do a lot of really like hilarious stuff in this episode inside of dark territory, and it doesn't become a parody of itself. It's amazing. Now, we do ruin the Mirror Universe. That will become a parody of itself in season 7. But it never happens with the overarching stuff. Which is good. And I will say, at this point in the series, I was already tired of Ferengi episodes, but this is probably the best of them.
Yeah.
After things like Little Green Men and stuff, I didn't need a lot more of these.
Yeah.
But some people, the Ferengi stuff is their favorite stuff. Like, some people look at the Ferengi like the Klingons in, I guess, TNG and this show, where it's like that's the fun mythology stuff for them, even though it's played for comedy a lot.
Yeah, I can see that.
And like, I think they do a good job with it. It doesn't tickle my sensibilities like it does some others, but it's a cool like other angle to attack the utopia idea from, right? Where it's like, we get away from needing money and capitalism, but then we'll like really exaggerate a capitalistic planet in order to like drive home,
interrogate our society,
like why that's a utopia, but also the Ferengi are still fun. We don't make them awful,
right?
Like, I mean, they are awful, but they're fun to.
And they also
supposed to be fun to watch.
Ferengi at times to kind of, there's times where Quark is used to question Starfleet utopia and stuff when he brings up Earth history and how Ferengi history was never as bad as Earth history and stuff. So it's never like, it's not a zero-sum thing as it was in Next Generation, where they were just these, ridiculous caricatures that.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how even that we're able to make, shades of gray and have different sides to? It's really cool.
Like when they go back, like in Little Green Men, when they go back in time and they poison their own atmosphere. They ingested the cigarette.
Yeah, I like that they're able to actually kind of make a case for like how a society would get to that exaggerated, insane place where like greed is the major moral of the society. Right. I never was sure how I felt about like almost losing that by the end, where it's like I don't know how you feel about that, but like it seems like Ferengi almost gets too civilized by the end. I was never sure how I felt about that.
I see what you're saying. I thought it was kind of neat though that I did like how she was able to kind of institute some reforms and stuff. I thought that was kind of an interesting character development for Moogie and stuff, personally.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like that was fine for those characters, but I just wasn't sure how I felt about getting the society like as far away from where it was by the end. Right.
This is one of my favorite random things. This bit here. I don't know why.
Where he hits his head?
No. You'll see. When they. So the guy that's the Dominion, the prisoner they're trading in this episode, he was in a previous episode. I don't remember what was it. The one where the first episode where they're trapped on or the second episode where they're on the planet. The second episode, and all the Jem'Hadar die.
Yes.
And what's his name?
That is
Phil
an
Morris
unnerving
was in there and
episode.
stuff. Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
I always confuse these. Is that the one where there's a shapeshifter there, or is that a different one?
That's the first one.
That's right.
That's the
okay.
first one.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
The second one is where they crash the Jem'Hadar ship and stuff, and it's.
And then they're trying to decide if they can make some kind of truce with them so they can all get off the planet. Is that
right? Something like that.
But
the Jem'Hadar won't surrender.
They end up going to war with the Jem'Hadar or going to battle with them on the planet, and they're all. Oh, that's right, because they're having withdrawal syndromes from Ketracel.
Yeah.
Isn't that episode?
I think so.
And that Vorta is in dire straits. And
he
about
tries to
die,
make a deal with Cisco
and he's rationing them. Is it that episode where he's rationing them so that they don't kill him?
I think so. That's my favorite thing. Here, he just come into Cisco's office.
Yeah.
I don't.
Which is kind of ridiculous, but I like it. Oh, he's got a model of the Reliant. You see that?
I did see that, actually.
I think it might be the Saratoga, actually.
I don't care. It's that ship. It's that ship type.
It's that type of ship, yeah.
Shut up, Adam. I don't care.
That is actually really funny that they just arrive in his office. Like, what are you guys doing?
I mean, they were going up, so I guess it kind of makes sense that they're headed in that general direction.
I'd want to investigate what Quark was up to.
So, Adam, I'm not trying to pick a fight with you when I say this, but I have a big pet peeve with their mother. I hate it when people who aren't them, like fans, call her Moogie. It drives me crazy.
Oh yeah, Ishka.
I hate that. She has a name.
Ishka, yeah.
That's what they call their mothers. And
yes.
I've used her on quizzes before in Star Trek Club or trivia, and somebody will answer with Moogie, and I never accept it. It's like, that's not her name. Like, that's what they call their mom. She has a name, you guys. Drives me crazy.
Ishka. Wife of Keldar. Was that Quark's dad? Keldar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because don't you remember House of Keldar?
House of Keldar.
He'll say
yes.
Or he'll say Son of Keldar when he's trying to woo Grilka.
Yes. The House of Guac. That's how Gowron says it.
Oh, Busted Sim says that that's the ship Cisco's wife died on. Is that right? Was that
yes. That's why he had the
but I didn't realize that I had forgotten that was the ship and that the Saratoga was the same class as the Reliant. Okay, never mind.
He was the first officer of that ship.
Yeah.
Which I don't see why he would want to have a reminder of that particular memory in his desk, but
yeah. Maybe it's just like, important to him to keep perspective or something. Yeah.
Have they started doing the numbers thing yet?
I mean, you'd think you'd have a picture of your wife before you'd have the ship that she
exploded,
that blew up that she died in. But yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Busted Sim, because I completely forgot about that.
Oh, there it is, 2.
Yeah, that whole thing is fun. That they do all the way through.
Ferengi is a Ferengi is a Ferengi.
Well, and they are directly in places, of course,
Magnificent.
referencing the thing that the episode title is based on, the Magnificent Seven, which is a movie that I had not seen until a few months ago, finally. So it's kind of fun watching this, going back to this, having seen that movie. It's brilliant. It's as good as everybody's always said it. It's one of my wife's favorite films. And I'm not a Western guy, but watch The Magnificent Seven. It's wonderful.
And of course, it is a remake of the Seven Samurai.
Yes.
Kurosawa film.
And then there's even a more recent remake of it that I've never seen that had
there was. It had Denzel
in it,
didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I never saw it.
And I
This guy
heard
seems crazy.
not much about it. The people that I know that saw it said it was surprisingly good. It looked bad to me in the marketing. I just thought it looked too, I don't know if mainstream is the right way to put it.
Right.
But like, I just didn't like the way it was shot. It seemed too commercial.
Yeah.
It's like, of course it's commercial, but I would have shot that more understated. I don't know, but maybe it's good. I've not seen it. I don't know.
What's this crazy guy's name again?
He was called the Eliminator. I know that.
The Eliminator.
Oh yeah, you remember that? Yeah, that guy's messed up.
Okay, this is that
He's in it for
random
killing.
starbase that they're always at, I think. That Ross works at, I think. Oh,
gotta
is it
stop
Gala?
coming up with these planet names that are so close to other more important planet
Talos
names.
4.
So did Quark just jet off to this place?
Apparently he's picking up Gala.
Yeah, but he just like left the station.
I don't understand why Gala couldn't make bail.
Yeah, he has a
He
ship.
owns his own moon.
Like,
He owns his own.
Yeah, I always forget that.
yeah, he
I
has,
forget
he has
he
a
can come
ship.
and go as he
Quark's
pleases.
treasure,
Quark's treasure.
which is what he used to go back in time in what, 2 seasons before this? 1 season before this?
Yes. Yes. Or what? Yeah, why couldn't you make bail? Don't you have a moon? You have a lot of money. What?
I kind of like that we did this one time, and we didn't do too many of these, like, let's put 9 Ferengi together kind of episodes, or try to use this as, like, a backdoor pilot
That
or
would be
something.
too much Ferengi.
It'd be too much, yeah.
Too much Ferengi.
Too much.
I like it.
Because, again, they're intentionally heightened and exaggerated. They're a big joke, and they make them... Like they really flesh them out in this series, but never so much that I could deal with, like, a whole show about them.
But now that
Right.
they would try to do something like that.
Busted Sim, what good is Bale in the Federation? They don't need money. Was he in a Federation?
He wasn't bail. It was a fine. I guess he owed. I don't know. That was his penalty. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's kind
He
of.
might
I guess
have
it was
stolen
Federation
something,
though. Yeah, that's
yeah.
weird.
Maybe Ferengis are just such sticklers that they don't like to spend money even to bail themselves out.
I don't know.
Brunt's not in this at all, right?
No, he shows up. I think.
I couldn't remember.
He's gonna walk through the door in a second.
Oh, that's right. It's been a while.
Runs FCA.
But does he go with them?
Okay, they don't have a ship. Maybe
wait, they don't
Quark's
have a
treasure's not big enough.
Yeah. Well, remember, yeah, but they couldn't have put them all on that shit. Quark's treasure is essentially a shuttle.
It's like a shuttle. There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
they got
Ex
him in
Liquidator Brunt, ex Grand Agus Brunt, ex acting Grand Agus Brunt. Yeah. Is that right, Stephen Murphy? He says Gala was played by Raphael from the 1990s Ninja Turtles, and he was in Joker. Where was he in Joker? I didn't even realize that. I used to know that guy's name. Adam, this actually would have been a place where they could have had both Brunt and Wayoon if they really wanted to.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah. Because we do finally have them in the same episode in like the second to last episode, but was it the finale?
The
I
very
can't
last
remember.
episode.
But they could have had them on screen together here pretty easily if they'd wanted
Right.
to.
Yeah, they could have done that.
He's got this shit.
That looked like wood. That wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that going through a space station wall?
A plywood wall.
It seems like it should have just bounced right off.
And wouldn't he have been embarrassed?
He said, he said better to split it 5 ways than 6. Well, the Eliminator didn't even want Latinum.
Right.
He just wants to kill people.
Right,
something.
and Quark already negotiated them out of the Latinum. He goes, okay, forget Latinum. Like,
Yeah, and they're being Ferengi. If he said, I don't want it, it's not like they would have insisted on giving it to him.
Right.
Their honor code's different.
Exactly. They would have been like,
That's an
we're already
excellent point.
splitting it 4 ways.
Yep.
Like,
No, when he's like, it was like 6. Yeah, yeah, this whole thing is hilarious.
I mean, it makes for a good line. It
To
just,
the
they
wall.
should have gotten it right.
So they acting they're getting hit because
Thanks, Busted Sim. I'll put that on the... so Busted Sim just put Workforce on the board, so when we do 2 episodes next time, we could end up with Workforce.
Reset
Workforce.
Jim Hadar. There's a line you don't hear very often. You want to tell me why you felt it necessary to shoot an 8-year-old little girl?
I had that same thought. Well, she had this quantum physics book. She was up to something.
Workforce is when they suddenly remembered that they had Neelix's ship the whole time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want somebody to come up and try to shoot me while I'm running around the treadmill.
8-year-old girl with quantum physics books in the middle of the night.
I love Star Trek so much.
Yeah, we'll just quote Men in Black for the next 5 minutes.
We're not hosting an intergalactic
What is a Game Boy?
So what is a squill? Is it a tree? Like, it's syrup of squill. Like, do they...
I always assumed an
milk
animal
squids?
of some kind, but
That's awful.
I guess I don't know.
It's
It's gotta
squid.
be
Crazy
gross.
squid.
Whatever it is, because they have,
But then
like...
what Lita said she put it on sounded gross too. She was like,
She's like grog
Some-
cakes.
grog cake or something
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
seriously,
Yeah.
it was that like that. I was like, grog cakes, that's funny.
Sounds disgusting.
Syrup of squill on your grog cakes? Yeah, I'll take 3 servings.
We know that... Yeah, because we know that mothers, like, chew up grub for their children. I don't want to know what they do with grog cakes.
Well, then they take the Hyperion beetle snuff too. So for
Cinematographic is now quoting that movie in the comments. Is like, to be honest, I'd appreciate it if you'd ease up off my back about it. That's such a good scene.
you gotta do the
We should build those cardboard cutouts.
pull wings off fly.
We should build the cardboard cutouts from that scene in Men in Black and then get Nerf guns.
We have the room down here.
An intergalactic kegger. Those are the lines that are the reason that he's an A-list actor now, by the way. Like, that's why he got there. I also want an elevator where when I get on it, I have to go out a different door when I get off it. I also want that.
You know, you have room to install an elevator in this house. But,
that would be insane.
yeah.
Okay, so are they taking Quark's ridiculous ship? I guess they
Yes.
are.
Yes. But they were looking for something bigger in the first place.
They wouldn't lend him a runabout.
Gala has the single most obnoxious voice in the history of obnoxious voices. And if I had to take him anywhere, I would sedate him first.
He sounds like he's chewing tobacco. Crawl.
They should have had him in the baseball episode.
You're out.
Intergalactic kegger.
Kevon.
This guy's the most weasel of all of the Vorta. And that's saying something.
Busted Sim wants to know if syrup of squill is a Ferengi or a Bajoran dish. I never asked this question until today.
Syrup of squill is the topping, and they got it from a different planet.
Topping
mentions
that
the
he
planet.
bought.
Oh.
The
And
syrup of squill was the liquid in the...
what grog cakes or whatever that was
Right.
some Bajoran thing.
Right.
Probably invented during the occupation.
I always thought the way Kevon holds himself, there's something wrong with him before they mess him up even. Like, he's always got his head like this.
He looks like Vincent D'Onofrio in Men in Black.
Something is wrong with him. Is this better?
Sugar and water.
Oh, here it is again.
He
Tilted
asked
on
for
its side.
sugar water.
Sugar
We know
water.
it's not DS9 because it's on its side.
Exactly.
I forgot they go to Impact
Back to
Nor.
Impact Nor.
That's where they do
And this
it,
is fun
yeah.
because I want to say this is the only. No, there's 2 other Impact Nor episodes because there's that
Yeah,
absolute horrifying
Yes.
Ducat cult episode, which I think
Yes.
we're past. Quite no, that's at
No,
7.
that's later than this.
That's 7, or is it later 6?
It's either later 6 or 7.
I don't
the-
remember. I think
that's
it's-
what
I
Ducat
think it's
has
the
the.
So I'm gonna say
He goes
that
all David Koresh on us and starts that cult, you know.
Boy, that whole thing is screwed up. No, I totally forgot we went here. If I was Nog, I'd be a little nervous about being back here.
Nog's been here
Yeah.
before.
he should have shell shock or
He's not only been here before, he
PTSD.
almost got tortured to death. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
PTSD on Impact Nor. You know, we make a lot of fun of it being sideways in space, and rightfully so. But I just want to point out just
Up or
how
down in space, we
absolutely
know.
ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
But it's also equally ridiculous that we always show other space stations in upright orientation, to ships and things like that.
Cinematographic. The United Federation plans would like to thank you for participating in our drill. Had this been an actual emergency, all of you would have been eaten because you don't listen.
That
Is
was
that
good.
gonna be this whole show? David 22. Even Odo has to be hydrated.
And fourth, we had it here because it saved us a bunch of money.
Busted
because we didn't
Sim
have to
at
build
7. Oh, it is 7. It's 7 because that's I'm rusty. I'm forgetting things. It's 7 because that's part of the Pa Race storyline that could have used a few more drafts.
That's when he goes
It
and
definitely
changes
could have
himself.
used a few more drafts. That's true. I knew something was wrong from the first episode of 7. This is something is way off right away.
Okay, so where is Empok Nor located again? I never remember.
It's in space somewhere. Not
Well-
too far away from Empok Nor, or from Terok Nor, I would assume. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is.
Yeah, it seems to me like it's just so weird that they left it just sitting out there.
You know what it should
Why?
have? It should have a wormhole right next to it, but it's upside down.
Okay, that's pretty funny, yeah.
How'd they get all the lights on? Last time it was all dark.
Yeah, it's like they just have access to everything and they've
They turn the switch on.
commandeered it. And, like, it doesn't seem like anybody's been here since then.
Right. So it's this.
It's like, remember when this was a horror set? Well, I say set. They're redressing their own sets
Right.
again. Obviously.
But it's still got the snow on the video on the screen back there, so you know it's not completely working right.
Everything's not in order.
You've got the TV snow back there.
Yeah.
You know what I would do if I was going to do another follow-up to Empok Nor? I would do a sequel to that episode that we watched where they had that program that Ducat put in that had that automatic program
defense.
that was like shooting at everything that wasn't a Cardassian. I'd bring that back. But they had it there too.
Yeah.
I hate your voice. I want it to stop so bad. He's like the worst Muppet that never existed.
I couldn't win no.
Is he also wearing an Edgar suit?
Yeah.
That's the fastest I've ever seen Quark move.
Over a keg? He just jumped over a keg.
Yeah, they are hosting their Galactic Kegger.
And there's another incarnation of the formerly Blue Barrels.
Divid 22, why abandon it completely? I mean, I don't remember all the details of the Empok Nor episode, but I don't know why you wouldn't have like commandeered it and done something with it in the middle of a war at the end of that, right? Like, they went back here as like a, I don't know, neutral site. Like, why would they just take it over, Adam?
I don't know.
And use it? You
I
could have had
mean,
a second DS9. Like, you could have made it like
Yeah.
a war station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Morrissey. For some reason, I don't know why.
Wait, what?
Morris,
Florida.
that's
He
funny.
reminds me of Morrissey,
I don't know what that means.
The musician.
the musician from the infirmary.
We got phaser rifles again because just phasers won't do.
I mean, maybe they just.
I don't even know
hold more
who
of a
these where they
charge.
got these rifles. They don't look like normal Federation weapons.
Maybe they're Ferengi weapons.
Cinematographic
They must have
says,
got it from that crazy guy.
I don't understand why any of
He
them
is an
sound the way
arms
they
dealer.
do. My question, Cinematographic, is how are the Ferengi the most consistent sounding race we've ever had? Everybody that's ever played a Ferengi plays it the same way.
They all
Right.
play it weird. Like,
we're not that
they're not-
careful with any other race, right? Like there's a
Right.
lot of different Klingon voices and stuff. The Ferengi, they always have that sniveling troll thing. Every one of them does it,
and they
and
always look like they're
It's the
really
type of actor they
uncomfortable
pick,
in their
I
own
guess.
body.
I mean, we get Wallace Shawn as Grand Negus, like
I don't know, man. We get a lot, but I mean, like, but Quark, like, he's not that actor. I don't immediately go to like, necessarily Ferengi. Like, I mean, like he's perfect for it. He's one of the first ones, but like he's real versatile. He can do a lot of different things. Like,
Right.
I don't know. I guess it's a weird thing to say. He does play one of the first ones, but like, so I guess he helped to invent that. That's obviously a terrible example, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're onto something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the first time you see
Yeah, the
him,
teeth help, I'm sure, Busted Sim, but you could say that with the Klingons. They also have a teeth thing.
all right, the first time you see a Ferengi, they're like that giant face on the view screen.
Yeah. Well, and I guess the
Talk
irony
crazy.
is, Shimmerman kind of like helps to invent what that's going to sound like, and then once he's playing Quark, he gets away from it some so that he can be a
Right,
main
he
character
does. He doesn't, yeah.
and not be the most annoying thing on screen.
Yeah. He's like the most normal Ferengi.
Yes.
Or I guess the most abnormal Ferengi.
And of course, Rom gets away from the snarling by season 2
yeah,
and
he
3.
does somewhat.
We've talked about this before, but he has an interesting evolution.
Yeah.
By this point, he's nothing like the character he is at the beginning.
No.
Because Grotachik is just playing Ferengi the way he did in
Generic
TNG. Because he's
Ferengi.
also
Yeah.
done it before.
Yeah.
we're here to trade.
Yeah, Iggy Pop's performance in this is really interesting. The direction he decides to go with it. I like it a lot.
So, Iggy Pop was in Star Trek, and Mick Fleetwood was in Star Trek.
Well,
Is there any other famous rock
Musicians?
musicians that were in Star Trek?
I don't know.
Oh, probably. Shoot.
I'm kind of surprised the lead singer of Garbage wasn't. She's an actress, too.
Oh, yeah.
She is the villain in the second season of Sarah Connor Chronicles. She's really good in that. She plays the female T-1000, and she's really good in that.
Huh.
My mind was blown when I found out who that was. If you've never seen that, you should watch it. I think you really like it. I mean, it sucks that it didn't get a proper ending, but it's still worth watching.
Right.
It really is. And then you'll never want to see a Terminator movie ever again. Because they get so creative and involved with the
Right.
with the characters and the mythology.
Ew.
How long did Ferengi live?
Yeah, how old are you? And how old is Quark?
Yeah.
When did you have Korg?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen Murphy, they were afraid of dying, and yet all of them survived this episode. That's a good point. Our four main Ferengi, Quark, Rom, Nog, and Brunt obviously can't die, but you had the three other ones that could have been killed. Well, I mean, Gala is a character that's at least brought up a lot. Like, yeah, you could have killed him, sure.
Yeah, he's like a punchline.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that would have been a slightly bigger deal than you're making it out to be, maybe.
Well, they could have killed the psychopath guy.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, you could have killed Gale if you wanted to, certainly. Cinematographic, Iggy Pop is not a Ferengi. He is the Vorta right here that they're negotiating with. I just love how not having it he is. This whole episode, he's just like...
I like our plan better. Yelgrim.
She's no nonsense.
So she's the second. There's two actresses that played Ishka, right?
Is that right? I didn't know
I
that.
think so. I think this is the second one. I think the first actress may have died.
Yeah, but Busted Sim, it's a choice he's making. Because the other thing I've seen Iggy pop in, he's real crazy and over the top because he's a psychopathic villain in a Crow movie. So I mean,
Right.
I don't think he's playing it that way because he doesn't want to be here. I think he did a little research to see what Vortis before him had been like.
Right.
But he still wanted to stand out in some way. So it's almost like an exaggerated version of that, if that makes any sense.
Wonder what all that vacuum vent is, or dryer vent is back there and stuff.
I think they're making beer.
They're making beer.
It's a brewery.
Those funny cuts out.
Just so matter of fact.
They do
Counting on you, bro.
They do a really good job of making that guy like weirdly funny while also being kind of ominous. Like he's creepy,
Yeah.
and of course Wayun has that too. But he's funny in a very different way. Like he fits in a Ferengi episode somehow without losing the menacing of the Dominion.
Right. Right.
And also
might
while
be
still-
his off-kilter look too.
Oh yeah, of course. But they tend to cast Vorta that way. Like this guy's also got a really weird
guy
look.
This
Also
guy looks
odd.
really familiar to me.
Yeah, he looks familiar. I don't know what he's been
What's
in.
his name again?
I don't know.
They keep referring to him at the prisoner exchange.
Right. Uh-oh.
Kill him!
He looks familiar too.
Kill him now!
Oh no.
Yeah, I hate Ferengi.
Well, that's a
And
problem.
this is kind of the money shot. This is the shot that was that this episode was really sold on,
Right.
where they all come into frame.
That's a pretty. Look at his expression there.
Right.
So I wonder if Nog got his like Federation standard headpiece thing made custom, or if he just
Yeah, it must
replicated
be
it.
some kind of custom-made thing. And it doesn't make any sense. They let him wear that. They let Worf wear his thing.
His sash.
But they don't let
But screw Ensign
Romulan
Rowe.
wear her jewelry.
Yeah, screw Ensign
Yeah.
Rowe.
Yeah. And the random Maquis Bajoran that Tuvok, when he's trying to whip some of those Maquis into shape in that one episode, I think he has to take his off too. Yeah, the Battle of
I'll never remember that.
It sounds like
Krexnak.
that sounds like a cookie knockoff, like Hydrox or something.
That's one of those lines that's slightly too forced exposition. Well, yes, of course I remember. It's the most important battle in Ferengi history. It'd be like if you said that about the Alamo or something. It's like, don't you remember the Alamo? Well, of course I remember the Alamo. Let's do it for murder.
Let's talk about murder.
Like, that's... Why did you give that guy those lines of dialogue, right? Also, he has a very ornamental headpiece.
Yes.
Busted Sim, that's because Ro was viewed as a disgraced officer in that episode. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. It seemed like discrimination to me.
Yeah, that's, he always had great comedic timing.
So he must have hit his head.
By the way, I don't know if we've had a Big Nog episode. Well, I guess we did. Impact. No, I was gonna say I didn't know if we'd had a Big Nog episode since we started Club because he just passed away, away last year.
Like
or was it the year before?
15, like that.
But yeah, that's super sad. He's one of my favorite actors I ever met at a con.
AR, whatever it was. 558. Siege of AR 558. AR 15 is a gun.
Yeah, you remember 558? What's wrong with you? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, Aaron Eisenberg and my wife hit it off at a con, and they had this like ongoing gag through the weekend. It was this kind of smaller, intimate con, and he and my wife had this like ongoing gag where they like kept pretending like they were flirting with each other to make me jealous. It was really funny.
There's two right behind you.
Yeah, those are the two you're allowed to stay.
Now! Oh, that guy's raising his voice. I think you guys should take him seriously.
Well, that's interesting that they talk about the brain because they don't come in till like halfway through season 7 as allies of the domain and stuff.
Yeah, it seems like they're either seeding it or it just occurs to them that they've been mentioning to them a bunch of times. Yeah. So then they go ahead and bring them in.
Right.
But I think there's a couple of battles where they're talked about as being important and then we don't actually see what one looks like until later. And then it's like, oh, they just look like those things from Star Wars?
Yeah, well, we saw them, and they were the people that were holding Torzial kidnapped.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
But then we didn't see him for 3 more seasons or whatever.
Did they make their like helmet sounds in that, or did we not get that until 7?
I don't remember.
When they finally go... I always thought the insectoid Zindi were like the brain of Enterprise. So you've got... and then you got...
Alright, now he's really gonna look like Vincent D'Onofrio.
You know what? The more we're talking about the Impact North thing, I actually really like that this is the follow-up to that sort of, that this is where that takes place, because we're doing a lot of like kind of comedic B-horror stuff sort of in this episode when we did like a more legit like thriller in that previous episode. So you've got like, you know, you got a corpse walking around that you're trying to do, that you're trying to control with a remote control and stuff. Like that's pretty clever that this is where we put that. And of course you got to have Jeffrey Combs in that episode.
Right.
So I mean, that's on purpose, right?
Yeah.
And Iggy Pop's done more of that kind of stuff. Like that's why we're on Impact Noir and it's those guys, and yeah.
Well, the guy who plays that prisoner there, he was in an episode of Charmed.
Okay.
It's interesting. He was Samhain in Voyager. I wonder who that is. Do you know who Samhain is?
He was in Voyager?
Yeah, Samhain.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my goodness.
Stephen Murphy, we start out with Magnificent Seven and somehow turn it into Weekend at Bernie's. Yep. It's crazy that we're already this close to the end of this episode. This has flown by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it moves at a clip.
Yeah.
Some of it's probably just because we have like all these characters that are all sharing so much dialogue.
Yeah.
Blessed Sim, there was a bring in season 5 during the POW arc where we find out Bashir was a
Oh,
changeling.
that's right.
Is there one there?
Yes. And then
Boy,
he
it's
gets,
been too
I
many
think he
years
gets
since I've gone through this whole
vaporized.
show. I have only seen like random single episodes of DS9 for the last probably 8 years. I mean, I think it's been that long since I've done a watch all the way through.
Weren't you doing it with? Oh, all the way through. Yeah, you were doing it with Eric.
I was doing it with Eric, and then I was doing one with Brandon starting at season 4 at one point, and both of those dropped off. And yeah, but I've not gone 1 to the end of 7 in probably 8 or 10 years.
All right.
Yeah, David Combs goes to conventions all the time.
I wouldn't have given him back a gun after what he did last time.
I kind of feel weird about the whole having to betray the prisoner change, though.
Why?
I don't know. It just, I mean, it seems like Ferengi in the end, but like, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen it actually work.
You think they're just honorable? They're not
I mean,
Klingon.
I mean, yeah, I know they're Ferengi, so
the
it
joke
works.
is that if you put those 7 people together, it's not going to work out very well. Like,
Right.
that's the joke.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And if it had worked out perfectly, you would have been like, well, I don't buy that. That's ridiculous.
Probably not, yeah.
It's maybe
Ron-
weirder that Nog's involved.
Right. Rom's outfit looks like bathroom tiles.
Because I wonder what
Look at that.
I wonder what the report looks like, Adam,
Right,
from
to
Nog
Starfleet.
Federation or
Oh,
to,
they
to,
just
to
leave him
Starfleet
there.
after this. Yeah, he just doesn't mention it.
So they've just left those. There's already bodies rotting on Impact Nor, and they left those bodies to rot on Impact
Yeah.
Nor.
Yeah, did they ever clean up the ones that were there before?
And who
I
else
guess not.
visits Impact Nor?
The smell's got to be intolerable.
Yeah,
They
because
probably
I mean,
took
they turn on the environmental
the
systems, like,
Starfleet
right before they
officers
get there.
back.
Busted Sim just put in Purgatory Shadow and by Inferno's Light. I don't know if we would watch that as a 2-parter like that, just because it has different episode titles. I can see why you did that. I'll go ahead and put it on the list that way. I don't know how we're gonna deal with Enterprise 3-parters. I still haven't figured that out.
Or the final. What about the big Deep Space Nine final 10 episodes or whatever? That's gonna be crazy.
We'll just watch them completely out of sequence.
Out of sequence.
Yeah, or we'll do them like a couple at a time here and there. Like, I don't know, you wouldn't watch them all. And the other thing too is some of those watch more episodic than others.
Right.
It's the Geek Illusion Trek Palooza. We watched like 5 episodes in a row, 5-hour Trek Club.
We can do a marathon at some point. I haven't done a marathon show.
We'll
in a
do
long time,
24
so-
hours like you did.
I would do a Star Trek 24-hour show, but I don't think
That would be
enough people
crazy.
would. I don't think a lot of people show up for that.
I would get work off so I could do that.
Yeah, I've actually been planning. I just haven't found a weekend yet. I've been planning to do a 24-hour Captain Logan show this year. I haven't found a spot yet. I was gonna do it this month, but it's not gonna happen now.
You know, people could pop in for Star Trek Club and pop out when they wanted to. Nope.
Oh, and I'm just saying it's not as big of a draw as
That's
like
true.
the superhero and stuff. So this is a pretty niche crowd, which is totally cool. But you know, we get upwards of maybe 20 folks that come and hang out with us for Star Trek Club. If we did 24 hours, we'd probably
One
have
person
some
per
periods
house.
where nobody's hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I would do a whole 24 hours for Star Trek, but it'd be fun.
Right.
But anyway, everybody, thanks a lot for watching. Yeah, how much could you watch? Like, you could do... Well, you could get a whole season of something watched.
Ooh.
You could get a little more than that because the episodes are only 42 to 50
Well, you take
minutes or-
breaks occasionally. I
Yeah,
did
that's true,
this
take
once with
breaks.
24, where I would watch... I did 24 in 24 hours once, and I would watch 45 minutes, and then I would take a 15-minute break, and then so that I could get it to line up perfectly. So I was doing season 5 because that's the best season of that show, and I started at I think it was 7 a.m. was when that season started. So I started at 7 a.m. myself, and so the sun goes down at the same time in real life as it does in the show. It's
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead right now, and we rate on a scale of 0 to 4. 0 is I want to shoot myself in the face, and a 4 is yay.
Don't.
Just yay. So let's go ahead and start with Brandon, and you can just do decimal points anywhere in between. Go ahead and leave your ratings right now in the comments live if you want us to read them, and we will do that right at the end. Brandon, what do you rate Magnificent Ferengi, sir?
I'm going to give it a 3. I had not seen this full episode before, so this was...
had you not?
I'd only seen parts of it, yeah, so...
That was another one of those, I feel like, in the old club, we probably watched 2 or 3 times at least.
Yeah, and I mean,
but
I just missed it. So,
sure.
I did like it, and I think it is, as I said earlier, a great example of a Ferengi is a Ferengi is a Ferengi. So, it really showcased them for what they are, and I think as an episode, they worked well together. Obviously, in reality, they could not work greatly they accomplished their mission, honestly, in the end. So maybe that's a win, no matter how it was pulled off.
Yeah, but it's one of those like super dysfunctional things where like
Yes.
they did it almost despite themselves, and simultaneously there's some ingenuity and some resourcefulness, but there's also a lot of luck involved. Like it's a typical comedy episode.
I've literally been there before when I had a motivational person at a motivation camp tell our group that we were the most dysfunctional group that ever got anything done at their camp. So I get it.
Go ahead, Adam.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I do quite enjoy the episode. It's probably one of the funniest Star Trek episodes, I think, with comedy that actually works. But yeah, I don't know what. I don't have a lot else to say.
Yeah, it's not, in my mind, even DS9's best comedy episode, because, of course, that would have to go to Trials and Tribulations, probably.
Right.
And I don't know that it's, it's maybe the best, overall Ferengi episode, but it's not the best Quark episode, certainly.
It's not the best Quark episode.
He's also a little buried. I mean, he's basically just the leader guy who's kind of keeping everybody together, because going back to something you said earlier, Adam, he's the most normal of the Ferengi. Like, when you put him with 6 others of his kind, he looks like Cisco.
Right. Well, except for Nog. I guess Nog at this point is pretty straight-laced and stuff, but the rest, yeah.
But he was also a little bit too obsessed with his role.
That's true. He was
really bossy, and he wanted to command everybody, and he kind of lost sight of the mission. And Quark never did that.
Quark didn't lose sight of the mission. Right?
Yeah, he was the most together. And eye on the ball of everybody the whole time. Yeah, like I would say he played the kind of level-headed coach role a lot better.
Right.
So Nog and everybody, I think they did a good job of making most everybody play a role, except for the ones that were supposed to mess everything up.
Yeah, I liked Quark's line in there. He goes, "All right, for 50 bars of latinum, minus my usual finder's fee."
Right.
Yeah, based on this particular viewing, I think I'm gonna go just with a 3, actually.
I had a lot of fun watching it with you guys.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna go closer to a 3.5, but I'm thinking of other of other comedic episodes, but also other Ferengi and Quark stuff. I think maybe one of the better Quark episodes is the one where they go back to Ferenginar and they deal with the relationship stuff with Zek and all of that. That one's surprisingly good. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to go with a 3. Let's read ratings in the comments. Jason gave it a 2 and didn't say anything clever this time. He just gave it a 2.
Didn't like it.
Busted said 3.4. Stephen Murphy 3.5. David 22 a 3. Matthew Bass gave it full marks. Gave it a 4. Cinematographic did not like this episode. He gave it a 0.72.
Oh, wow.
Tom, 2.5.
Are you sure you know how the scale works? No.
And that's... you can do decimal points anywhere in between. We've always said that.
No, I know, but that's very low.
Well, comedy's subjective.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that... me, personally, I think that episode is too well written to go that low. Even if I thought... I'm just saying, even if I thought it wasn't funny at all, I would still have to go higher than that just because... the plotting, I think, is better than that. Just me personally. One of the things I appreciate about stuff like that in DS9 is even when they get that silly, in the Dominion War, they don't forget about how to write war stories. Like, yeah,
Right.
the Ferengi, maybe get off too easy, and it's and they win by a lot of luck because that's the joke. But a lot of like the logistical stuff about how the prisoner exchange works and all of that, there's still the same internal logic to that that you have for the rest of the Dominion War. Everybody's motivations are intact. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. Blessed Sim in the Cards is probably a top DS9 comedic episode. That one's great, and very strange. But yeah, it's really good. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
I think you and I were talking about that just the other day.
Soulless minions of orthodoxy.
Yeah, of orthodoxy. Very strange. Well, everybody, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you had a good time with us. We'll be back again probably next Monday, unless something comes up. I'll let you know. My dad might be coming over that night, but so I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I should. I don't think he's coming. So anyway, I'll let you guys know if that ends up happening. But anyway, so next week or next meeting, we'll do a two-parter. Or not a two-parter, but 2 episodes. So I'll probably just leave everything on the wheel, and then if we spin a 2-parter first time around, we'll go ahead and do it. And if we just get a single part, then we'll just do 2-part episodes that night. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you again next time. I was Captain Logan. That was Brandon Grimm.
It was as usual.
Yes, and there was also Adam Meredith. You guys
also as usual.
Go drink your sugar water. We'll see you later. Bye, folks.
Sugar.
Bye.
Water.